familiar illa ellarkum illa. This is a very important question, and is a question why Shishupal was allowed to merge into the Lord actually. So who merges? ആരാണ് ഭഗവാനിൽ merge ആകുന്നത്? Gyanis. Gyanis take that difficult path of merging into the Lord. So what does the devotees desire? Do we desire? Yeah. So this is Sahijya Mukti, Samipya, Sarupya and Sahijya Mukti. Right? So the devotee's desire is always to, what is our constitutional position? Namala Swabhavam ennaanu? Krishna Nitya Das. So our true nature is to be the soul, the servitude. What servitude? Servant. Loving service to the absolute truth, Parama Satyam. Loving service. Two things is common to all of us: service and loving service. So in the material world, what's happening? ഇവിടെ ഭൗതിക ജഗത്തിൽ എന്നാ സേവ ഉണ്ട്, പക്ഷെ എല്ലാ സേവയും പ്രേമപൂർവ്വമാക്കാണോ? ഇല്ല. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് കലിയുഗമാണ്. എല്ലാ സമയത്ത് എല്ലാവിടെയും കലഹമാണ്. കലഹമില്ലാതെ സ്ഥലവും ഇല്ല, എവിടെയും കലഹം. ഇപ്പം വേൾഡ് ഓവർ വാട്ട് യു ആർ സേയിങ് ഈസ് കലഹ. This is the symptoms of Kali. Appo the devotee's desire is to serve. That is the Atma's Swarupam. Anything different from Atma Swarupam is incomplete. We may have to come back again to this material world. So that is why our acharyas Parinanda Namala Swarupamana, we should go into achieve that Swarupa. So what is Swarupa? Is the Nitya Krishna Das. So where is our what's our plan? Where do you want to go? All of you decided? We should decide, isn't it? ഇല്ല, എവിടെയാണ് പോകുന്നറിയണ്ടേ? അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ അമേരിക്ക പോകണമെങ്കിൽ we prepare for 6 months before itself, or 6 months, even more than that. ചെറുപ്പത്തിനേ we sow the seed in them that ഇല്ലേ, we see the seed, right? So if you want to go to Vrindavan, I like Goloka Vrindavan. So our consciousness should be in Vrindavan only. So our acharyas tell that Swarupa Siddhi. Before you leave your body, if you are able to get Swarupa Siddhi of what? One of the close associates of Krishna. In whichever rasa you want. That rasa we should meditate, or nammal adine petti aalojikkanam. So before we leave this body, we should make that effort, that close associate of Krishna, that we want to serve Krishna in that mood. That's our effort, right? So when we Vrindavan Alaykumra, what is the foremost things comes to us in of Vrindavan? Naturally, what is it? When we say Vrindavan, what comes to you? Gopis, very natural. Yes, then? Village, yes. Cows, yes. The whole pastime of Krishna was based, Vrindavan pastime actually, is based on land, cows and Krishna. So we have to start our Sambandha, Abhiday and Prayojan. This is familiar, right? Sambandha, Abhiday and Prayojan. So our Sambandha is clear. Our Sambandha is with Vrindavan. And Vrindavan mood, we know what is Vrindavan mood. So what Krishna used to do in the morning to night? He was 24 hours is busy. Krishna was 24 hours, he is eternally busy only. It is said Krishna ഇവിടെ 125 years കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഇവിടെ ലീല അവസാനിച്ചാൽ വേറെ യൂണിവേഴ്സിൽ ഭഗവാന്റെ ലീല നടന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കും. പിന്നെ ബ്രഹ്മയുടെ ദിവസത്തിൽ പിന്നെയും ഭഗവാൻ ഈ യൂണിവേഴ്സിൽ വരും. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ലീല ഈസ് എറ്റർണൽ ലീല, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഗോയിങ് ഓൺ, ഇറ്റ്സ് എറ്റർണലി ഗോയിങ് ഓൺ. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ധ്യാനത്തിൽ എന്നായിരിക്കേണ്ടത്? ബ്രഹ്മസംഹിത വേഴ്സ് എന്നാണ്. Can somebody recollect what is the Brahma Samhita verse which speaks about what's happening in the Goloka Vrindavan? Chaitanya Chintamani Prakarasadmasu Kalpavriksha Lakshavrateshu Surabhir Abhipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Lakshmi, Lakshmi, how many? Millions of Lakshmis. And what is he doing now? Surabhir Abhipalayantam. So our mood should be on cows, and how do we associate, how do we serve the cows, or at least meditate. So now we will go back to the first canto of the Bhagavatam, where the symptoms of Kali is presented. Now Shishupal, we know Shishupal, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha. So from Satyug itself, the attack on villages is there. Attack on villages, Brahmanas and cows is from Satyug itself. Hiranyaksha's instruction is what? Go and destroy the villages. Villages, Brahmanas and cows. So this is nothing different now. So the Asuric quality is of attacking these three things, which is dear to Krishna. What is dear to Krishna? The villages, Brahmanas and cows. So it is a plan of the Asuras. So what's happening now? It's a severe attack. So if you go to the situation in the world, crisis situation, all the problems of world can be ascribed to neglect of the bull and the cows. You take any problem in the world, is ascribed to the. So if you go a little back into the now Middle East is under receiving end, right? So the whole problem started from where? Once we started industrializing. And the industrialization level 200, 300 is what the, otherwise before that it was very simple life, village based. And so where the problem started? Problem started when this oil started coming. They started explore the oil, and that became our source of energy, right? So this could be about few hundreds of years or maybe less than that. So this oil replaced our natural prosperity. In Bhagavatam, Kunti Devi glorifies the natural, this thing actually, natural wealth. All that is required in the natural, for us, for all living beings, is available in the earth. So there is no need for any of these activities which have started now. So where will the karma fall has to start from where? From where this cows got slaughtered, or the bulls went out of the whole picture, is because of this alternative energy source we got. With that advent, you just go back and see, with the advent of oil, the and on from our life. Economic prosperity. But this is not really the economic prosperity. Kuti Devi says the economic prosperity is what we derive naturally from the earth, Mother Earth. So what will happen? The cycle of karma will come. So where is the destruction starting in? Is at the places where this karma has started, right? Which is because of the origin from there. So it's okay, it's all, we are not going to very negative aspect of it, because let's look at more positive things. What positively we can do that. So the Bhagavatam says that the first symptom of Kali is that the calf will be separated from the cows. What is the first symptom of Kali? The calf will be separated from the cows, and the cows will be separated from the land. Cows will be separated. This is a symptom of Kali. Now if you take, what is science behind this? Why so much of violence? Tamogun, Rajagun and Sattvagun, and in the Suddha Sattva also. So where, in what form are we seeing cows? Who is in what? It is seen in the Tamogun. So means what's happening? Even in India also, in Bharatvarsha also, the cows are we are programmed to have milk. Proteins, calcium is very important. Calf is separated from the cow. For what? Milk only. And the cow will be denied of grazing in the open night. These three starts from where? It's a milk paradigm, milk, which is programmed. Like from childhood, they said you should have milk, you have this protein, that protein, all. Proteins all can be derived naturally also. But if you see the ഇന്നത്തെ ഭക്ഷണ ആഹാരത്തിൻ്റെ ശക്തി എന്നാണ്. ഒരു ആപ്പിൾ കഴിക്കേണ്ട സ്ഥലത്ത് നമ്മൾ 16 ആപ്പിൾ കഴിക്കണമെന്ന. What was enough to have apple, today you 16 apples to derive the same nutrients for our body. But can we have 16 apples? So every food actually has graded in nutritional value. In nutritional value, because we have separated the cows from land. So the cows are designed, cow is designed in such a way, cows have how many, what is the digestive process in the cows? Anybody? How many digestive stomachs is there? 4 chambers are there. Does any other species have? No. Why that is 4 chambers are created? We should ask this question. Why? What is the science behind it? Yeah. Stores, and then it does, when it goes, so it will sit somewhere, it just first eats. And how does it eat? It just picks up the tip of the grass. It doesn't have teeth, like upper teeth is not there. How many of you observed that cows doesn't have upper teeth? Only lower. Why Krishna is designed that way? It will not bite, it just plucks it. What is pluck? It likes to have only the top part of the grass. That's more nutritious in the top part of the grass. And nature's arrangement is the remaining part is left to the other species. We have goats and other species which will eat that part of the plant, but cows eat the top of the grass. Okay, so that's more nutritious. So then it will have, then it see the, if you observe a cow, what does it do? It goes and sits somewhere, and what will be doing? Chewing. So what does it teach us? When you eat your food, how many times you should chew your food? From nature, nature is our teacher. So what should you do when you have your food? Chew. How many times you chew? We don't. And now we have some water also. Vallam kudikya, bharshanam kaikya, vallam kudikya, bharshanam kaikya. This is all unnatural process, right? It's very unnatural process. So don't keep water also when you are having your food. Why? Where does the digestion starts? Very scientific process. How? Saliva, right? So if you keep on diluting this saliva, taking water, what happens to the digestive process? It gets reduced. So avoid drinking water and don't switch on your TV or WhatsApp or Facebook when you are having your prasadam. Clear? How many of you we are addicted to this? We are having prasadam, looking at the TV and having. So what is that you are ingesting? What consciousness? Consciousness. The food also has a consciousness. Okay. So this is one aspect we have learned from cows, that it sits very quietly and chewing. What does it do? It draws from the bag where it is ate, then it will start, then after processing it goes back into the other sac, right? So it goes like this. The process is a very, very complicated process that Krishna has designed. Why? Have you heard about gut bacteria? Anybody familiar with gut bacteria? Gut bacteria is the digestive process that helps in digestion. So cows, the Deshi cow produces the highest number of gut bacteria in its digestive process. That's why Deshi cows are different from the other species of cow. So the whole design is there. So when this gut bacteria is there, and this gut bacteria helps in digesting, and then it produces, and then what does it produce? What is the output of cow? Dung and urine, right? So Srila Prabhupada says that we should keep the cows till its last days. But is it happening now? Why? Prabhupada says this, it will serve you through dung and its urine. Where should this dung and urine fall? If it is a Goshala, everything will be in the concrete cement, right? Actually, this should fall in the soil because it has got the nutrition, gut bacteria is there. That manure has got that kind of microbial presence is there, which will help adding the nutrients to the soil. And urine also has got this beneficial to the soil actually. So today where is the urine? Urine is lost. Now we are now distilling it and having it. That's an indirect process. Direct process is what? If it is into the soil, saliva plus. Why did Krishna design the hoof of the cows like that? Is it that without reason that Krishna has designed things without any reason? He is a supreme scientist, isn't it? Agree? Krishna is a supreme scientist, right? All that you are saying is designed by whom? What is it? What is scientists now doing? They are mixing something which Krishna has created and creating something new, and they call us, and we say we are inventing it. Right? So this process is so. What's happening? The soil is not getting its nutrients. So scientists have found out you add NPK. With this problem in the Middle East, fertilizer supply is going to be affected because it's one of the byproducts of petroleum. With this sources gets different. I mean, if you are going to have the same problem in Middle East, every aspect of our life is going to be affected. Every aspect of our life, because we have made the whole centric onto oil based. Actually, oil supply, oil is not there. The whole crisis say is because there is not enough oil in the bosom of the earth. That's why there's fight for it. It's depleting. We have whole economies based on, you take anything, it's all based from the, derived from the oil sector only. So we are all part of our life is going to be affected. So now you have to start thinking, at least when this crisis happen, what should we do? Now gas supply is affected. It is not going to normalize because the production itself is affected. We are giving some assurance that no, everything is stable. No, it's just not to create a panic. Government is trying to balance it. Okay. Suppose gas supplies is affected. What is our next thing for cooking? Pardon? Firewood. That's a very elevated thought. In cities, what will you do? Now we are switching over to microwave. Another harmful way of cooking. Another harmful way of cooking. Okay, for some reason electricity production also collapses because it's all dependent on so many factors. So many, because we are deviated from Krishna's way of lifestyle. There's a lifestyle and it's a culture which is specific to Vrindavan, right? So we are deviated. What will happen? It's asuric pravritti. Asuric pravritti is there, right? So if the electricity also goes, then what will the city dwellers do? Bhagavatam already says what is going to happen. So in fact, this is only a sample of what you are seeing. So you are all fortunate here. Prabhu has created such a natural environment where at least you don't have to be worried about cooking. But what about the other things that you require for food? We have to start thinking, isn't it? Right? We have to start thinking how we create some small kitchen, and kitchen gardens, right? At least I don't know what extent you are sustainable in this farm and what plans you have made for sustainability, at least the food and this is something which this thing should the mind has a tendency thinking that everything is comfortable, everything is okay till we face with such emergency situation, right? So we have seen what happened, the nutritional value of the food is coming down, right? So when the nutritional value of the food is coming, plus There is lot of, so if you can stop immediately the dairy milk, is it something which is very, very, you have to buy dairy milk, right? If you can stop that, then lot of things will start happening. If you can have A2 milk, next alternative is A2 milk. If you can source A2 milk, that is best, because at least that way the cows are not abused. Cows are not abused. At least some little bit of comfort is there. The dairy milk, if you can, because pasteurization and homogenization is what is the most degrading or the most destructive thing that human beings have started is pasteurization and homogenization, because they collect milk from so many different types of cows, buffaloes, they all, so they have different colors. What do they do? They homogenize it. You have very pure white milk or some, cow milk is available, but pasteurization, with pasteurization what's happening? You are killing, destroying all this bacteria, gut bacteria. There is good bacteria and bad bacteria in it. Right? So all that is destroyed. So what we are taking for namesake, plus to absorb milk, calcium, what do you require? Vitamin D is required. So how much of you are exposed to sunlight? We have our milk and then all these things, but it's just mind says okay fine, you are having your milk, but then body requires more than that actually, right? So if you want our natural way, the way Kunti Maharani says that what is pleasing to Krishna is something which we have to slowly think of how we can offer something, plan for. I think you have some flower gardens, right? I think most of the same devotees. What about some other vegetables, fruits? I think already some part of it is there, right? So if you can think of having some kitchen garden, growing it yourself, where nutritional value is there. I don't know whether cow dung is available, manure is available. Is it available? No, I don't know. And to some extent, yeah, if you can get that neutrally. Otherwise, you can have some decomposting. No, you can see, as when a community is there, these are things that community can plan for actually. Now your waste is there, flowers is there, food, I mean fruits, peel, everything. You can start natural decomposting process, right? You can use that for your other growing some other vegetables and other things, right? So this is what we can start as process where this community means this is what should happen actually. Community living. Prabhupada wanted this community living to start, even when Prabhupada was very severely ill also, sick also, his later mood was to establish this farm communities. He says he was prepared to go to US because US he has had a very large base in US, and there are some signs of farm community coming up there. So he was very steadfast. He said he wants to go to US actually. So somehow the devotees arranged for him, and then midway when he reached London, then he fell sick. So he had to come back to India. Otherwise, he wanted to show. He says, "I will show you how to live with the land." So that's one thing which we have to slowly bring into your consciousness of serving Krishna. That how you use some small, because you have sufficient land. What we see, sufficient land. Even those who are not putting up any house, request them to give their land. Right? We can start small way. Take one small step, right? Of growing some vegetables, composting as a community, try a composting pit, okay, and then how this, I think most of it is borewell only, borewell water, that's another, because there is no, so if you can recharge your community water, rain harvest, at least each house can put it back into the soil, then your water table will slowly increase. Minerals get added through this process. Mineral, that whatever water we are getting is, please don't count on them. If you can draw your water from the well, open well, and filter it, have it, that's the best thing. I mean, as a community, this is an agenda which probably is next. I mean, you have established this. Next is how you, as a community, how you can contribute to the environment, preserving the environment. Because Krishna is present in the, it is Bahiranga Shakti. Is he not present in the, so when we start doing this, and it will be pleasing to Krishna. And pleasing to Krishna means what? Is beneficial to us. So as a community, just sit over, see how we can. Maybe tomorrow also I am here. Tomorrow morning I am there. So if we can start, take one step. You just think that I want to serve Krishna something better than what I am doing today. Then he will, as a Paramatma, he will start giving us guidance. I don't know whatever is existing here, because this is what our Maharaj now, he is on the world mission of make Vrindavan villages, at least sow these seeds in devotees actually, sow this seed. The first level is our sadhana. Is our sadhana proper? Namaprad, Namabhas, Sudhanam. So where does it start? It starts with the morning program. All the community should come together, at least come for the Mangalarti, or there can be exceptions to that, and sit and chant your japa together. This is Prabhupada's program. It is nothing new. All these members, including children, they come. Slowly we come to that. Then after that, see, Krishna says, Yagnana japa yagnos. First yagna is what? So first yagna should start where? Community japa. And you can see the power coming there. If we can do that collectively, if you start to do, then Maya will not disturb us. Maya is present, right? Sometimes we are in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada says, so Prabhupada asks, oh Prabhupada, we are in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada says, no. Sometimes we are in Krishna consciousness, and most of the time we are in. So our community strength starts from how we do this morning program. Because how do you plan your morning japa session? The remaining 22 hours will depend on this first 2 hours of our. So consider all this japa as a community. If you can sit together, and as a community, how we can build this, programs, right? And this morning session is very important. So if you can do that, there is a small submission that we would like to do that, because japa is somehow slowly. The emphasis on japa is going. I don't know for what reason japa is, because that's. But that is our purification starts from where? Japa. So if as a group, can sit together and then see how we can improve this presence and do that. Then slowly how we can offer to Krishna something. This year, 1 year, next 1 year, plan for 1 year, next second year, third year. Okay, fine. Take one small step. What is that we are buying from market? Okay, this we will start to doing on a community. Right? That plan you can sit together and decide. Now what is that you are growing here? What activities there? How we can. This environment consciousness has to start from children itself, because they are disconnected from environment. They say if you just walk barefoot on the grass, this alpha beta vibrations are there. And cow has got a very important aspect is biorhythm is sattvic. Means if you associate with cows, we will increase our sattvagun plus all our problems, health problems. Why? It starts with your rhythm, breathing rhythm. So you are tuning your rhythm with the rhythm of cow, and the earth has a certain rhythm. It is as we are told, this is not a dead matter. It is a living being. Mother Earth is also a living being. So this rhythm gets slowly tuned, adjusted. So I have another 5 minutes. If there are any questions or if there are anything, suggestions, comments that you can make. This is very deep subject on why cows are important, how the integration of cows and the calf, that's only that, the whole process is designed like that, and it will be disturbed, So start in a small way. So if you have any comments or any questions, you can ask this. can we expect some planning process to start? Okay, at least no. I will feel that yes, fine. At least I have sown little bit of thoughts into that. Right? It's all good, but then how you can? We should plan. So at least can, as a community, we have some community meeting going. I'm thinking temple is our whole village life is centered on temple only, isn't it? Yeah, I mean our whole culture, the Vedic culture is centered on temple, village, temple, where the whole activity is centered around. It's not a prayer hall, right? Ours is not a prayer hall. The temple, marriage, all the whole life is centered around temple only. So even in a small way we do that. So if you can start some, how do you want to plan it, and at least. So did I sound very very pessimistic? No, you can be frank. Did I sound very pessimistic? No, there's no pessimism in Krishna consciousness. There's no pessimism because Krishna is there. Right? He's who's the most optimist? The Vaishnavas are the most optimistic. Devotees never become pessimists. World crisis, but we know, we do our japa. We know that okay, we are not so much worried about the world environment. Those okay. The front end grahasthas are there. This definitely is a challenge for grahasthas because economy is also actually the whole Vrindavan. So much of wealth is there in Vrindavan. Actually, our culture was the purpose is food first. Later on, he started giving very important aspects of lifestyle. He said, you should weave your own clothes also. Because this is karma, coming with karma. Okay, we may say we offer to Krishna, but then how long? Right? If you start, Prabhupada said, you weave your clothes also. But can we go to that? I mean, it's a very, very high level of, we are trying to have some community projects are coming up. Very few community projects because so many challenges are there. So, extract your own oil, have your own ghani, engage your bull in, pardon? In Srikakulam, there's a no lights, no electricity, completely depend on castrol. There's a science behind that also. These lights are damage our eyesight. So, I mean, if you see all these things, then it will be very, very, very disturbing. So, we don't want to get to because mind cannot handle, such a vast, we have deviated so much. But okay, we take some small steps, and then so we are trying to. So our mood is of meditating on Krishna. Krishna is having his cows, and then even Yashodama. What is she doing? She's not using any mixie, right? How she's churning? Start churning. I mean, some. These are things that you can plan. Say by Janmashtami, what you can plan. Have some time-based program. Otherwise, we just become comfortable, and then say actually you have to think of the coming generation. It's going to be Bhagavatam is very clear on what's going to happen. Right? So we can't go on the 11th hour. We cannot rush. Right? So we actually, I think there are many devotees of my generation, those who are born in 50s, 60s, 70s. Just go back and see how life was in our childhood. Just go back. Have you seen any of these things? No. Today, many of us recall that lifestyle was because we have seen that lifestyle. The younger generation has not seen that lifestyle of slow, sattvic lifestyle. When machines have not come. Because this machines is the one is rajasic leading to tamasic. See, earlier, if you want to extract more from the earth, Mother Earth, is it possible? A weaver, can he work for 24 hours? So nature is limited. But today what's happening with the machines? 24 hours production. But can the nature give you all those inputs required for that? No. It's exploitation. So with this machine age, so if you go back and see, it used to be cycle days, we used to see bullock carts. Everything was transported through bullock carts. Sometimes we think, oh, what is this slow life? Because already Rajogun has, catching up with us also. Because education that we receive is, no, you are poor. The seeds that is sown into the child is that India is a poor country, undeveloped country. So we have to keep aside all this culture. So we have to start from the childhood itself. Right? So, Ganta Srimad Bhagavatam, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.